Good morning, grade 8.
Good morning, teacher.
Today we are going to make our mathematics semester 1 exam review worksheet for the semester 1 exams. Are you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, we will start now. Question number 1, we should complete the table. Start, Selena. A is equal to 6. A squared is equal.
6 squared
We write 6 squared
equal to 6 times 6
equal to 6 times 6
equal to 36.
is equal to 36. How can you get radical A squared?
Radical 6 squared
Radical 6 squared
equal to 6.
is equal to 6. Hassan, A is not given. A squared is 100. Radical A squared. If A squared is 100, what is A?
10.
A is 10. How can we get radical A squared? It's radical 10 power 2 equal?
10.
Yes, it's equal to 10. Ali, radical A squared is 2. What is A squared?
A squared is 4.
A squared is 4. A is 2. Badia, A is minus 7. What is A squared?
Parenthesis minus 7 to the power of to the power 2.
Yes, is equal to. Why is it equal to 49? It's negative. How did the negative become?
Negative with positive, it's positive.
So negative to the power even is positive. Yes, Badia. Radical A squared, we write.
Radical parenthesis negative 7 all to the power 2.
Yes,
Equals 7.
it is equal to 7. Okay. We start with question number 2 now. We should calculate radicals given to us, different radicals. We should calculate the value of these radicals, okay? Dana, radical 36 is equal to 6. Radical 144, Selena, is equal to. Why is it equal to 12? Because 144 is 12 times 12, so its square root is 12. Hassan, minus radical 64.
Equal radical A power 2 equal minus 8.
First, we write minus radical 8 squared. Can you notice that the minus is outside? So it stays minus. Minus what?
Radical minus 8.
It is minus 8, okay? Now we have minus radical 5 squared, Ala.
Minus 5.
It is equal to minus 5. Why did the minus stayed?
Because it's not for the.
Because the squared is only for 5. Minus is outside the square root. Now, Muhammad, radical 13, all of it squared is equal to what?
13.
It's equal to 13 because the squared is cancelled with the square root. Now, minus radical 16 over 36, Ali.
Equal minus 4 over 6.
Minus 4 over 6.
Equal.
We can reduce 4 over 6. We can reduce by 2, so it's equal to
Minus 2 over 3.
minus 2 over 3. Now, Badia, we have radical 81 over radical 49. What is radical 81? 9. Radical 49?
7.
So it's 9 over 7. Dana, radical minus 9, Dana. What's the value of radical? It has? Why it has no value?
Because no one has radical minus 4.
Because inside the radical we have negative, and negative's square root has no value, so we write no value. Now minus radical 6 squared. Yes, Ali.
We remove the radical and
With the square.
equal minus 6.
Why is it minus 6? We have squared.
Because the 2 is not for the minus.
The squared is not for the minus, it's only for the 6. Any question?
No.
Read question number 3, Hassan, please.
Write the prime factor of the three numbers.
Before write.
Given the following number.
Yes.
45.
Now read right.
Write the prime factor of the three numbers above.
What are the 3 numbers?
45.
Yes.
69.
The first number is 45. Can you give me the prime factors of 45, Hassan?
3
By 3.
equal 15.
It's 15.
By 3, it is 5.
Yes.
By 5, it's 1.
So the prime factors of 45 are
3 times 3 times 5.
3 times 3 times 5. Now, Dana, give me please the prime factors of 60.
By 2 it's 30.
Yes.
By 2 it's 15.
Yes.
By 3 it's 5. By 5 it's 1.
By 3 it's 5. By 5 it's 1. So the prime factors of 60 are, Dana?
2 times 2 times 3 times 5.
Okay, 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Give me please the prime factors, Muhammad, of 90.
90, before 45.
By 2.
By 2, 45. By 3, 90. By 3, 3. By 5, 1.
45 by 3 is what?
By 3 is 1.
It's 15. 15 by 3 is
5.
5. By 5 it's 1. So the prime factors of 90 are 2 times 3 times 5. Now, Badia, we should find the GCF of 45 and 60. So we look at the prime factors of 45 and the prime factors of 60 to find the GCF. In GCF, what do we choose? The more common or the less common? Less common. If we have 3 2 times and 3 1 time, what do we take? 3 1 time. We have 5 1 time, 5 1 time, 5 1 time. Do we take 2?
No.
Because in the first, yes, it doesn't. So 3 times 5 is 15. Now, Ala, you should deduce the GCF of 45, 60, and 90. What do you use here to find the GCF of 45, 60, and 90? Where do you look?
At the GCF of 45 and 60.
Yes. So add the GCF of 45 and 60 and add the prime factors of 90. What do you take? 3 1 time, 3 2 times? Yes. 5 1 time, 5 1 time. Do we take 2? Because it's not common. Now we should write the prime factors of 22. Yes, Hassan. Can you tell us what's the prime factors of 22?
By 2 equal 11.
Yes.
11,
By 11 it's equal to 1. So the prime factors of 22 are
1,
first 2 times 11. Okay? Now we should find, Ali, the GCF of 22 and 45. So we have no common between 45 and 21 except, and 22 except 1. So 1 is the only common factor. It's the GCF between 22 and 45. Tell us, Dana, what do we call 22 and 45? They are relatively prime because their GCF is 1. Okay? So they are relatively prime. Can you deduce, Badia, the LCM of 22 and 45? How can we get the LCM of 22 and 45?
22 times 45.
We multiply the numbers. 22 times 45. It's equal to 990. Thank you. Question number 4. We should perform different powers and we should apply rules of powers in this question, okay? Selena, 2 to the power 5 is?
2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 2.
First, when we want to calculate powers, we should write the power as a multiplication sentence. We don't write directly the result, okay, Ali? We should write the multiplication sentence, then we write the answer. What's the answer, Selena? It's 32. Hassan, 6 squared, Hassan?
6 times 6
It's 6 times 6
equal to 36.
equal to 36. 0 to the power 97, Ala? It's 0. Because 0 is multiplied by itself 97 times, so it's 0. 386 to the power 1, Muhammad?
Equal 386.
386, it's multiplied by itself 1 time. 10 to the power 4, Ali? This is a powers of 10. How do you get 1000? From the base 10, what do we take? 1, right? And how many zeros do we add? As the power, we add 4 zeros. Dana, 1 to the power 3218 is equal to, it's equal to 1. Now 2 cubed, all of it squared. Badia, how can we calculate this?
We multiply 3 by 2.
So the base stays 2 and we multiply the powers. 3 times 2 is?
64.
3 times 2 the powers is?
6.
How can we write 2 to the power 6 as a multiplication sentence?
2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
Okay, the answer
64.
is 64. Okay. 9 to the power 11 to the power 0, Muhammad. How does it equal to 1? How did you get only power 0? We multiply the powers. 11 times 0 is? So we write first 9 to the power 0, and as you said, yes, Muhammad, any number to the power 0 gives me 1. Now, Ala, 3 times 2, all of it squared. How can we solve it? In another way, easier way, we multiply the inside of the parentheses. 3 times 2 is 6. We write it squared. How can we write 6 squared? 6 times 6 is equal to 36. Now, Hassan, 2 over 3, all of it cubed. How can we write this?
2 cubed
Yes.
over 3 cubed
Yes.
equal 8 over 27.
Equal 2 cubed is 8 and 3 cubed is 27. Dana, minus 1 to the power 7 is equal to? Why is it equal to minus 1?
Because minus and odd equal to the
Minus to the power odd, it stays negative. Now minus 2 to the power 4, Badia.
2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals
It's minus 2. How did you say 2?
Because negative and positive.
Negative to the power even is positive, so it will be 2 to the power 4. How can we write 2 to the power 4?
2 times 2 times 2 times 2
Equal to 16. The same question, which is calculate, we should continue calculating. Now, Serena, 10 to the power 6 times 10 to the power minus 3.
The base is the same.
The base is the same.
And we add the exponent.
So 6 plus minus is 3, it's 6 minus 3 equal to 10 cubed. How can you write 10 cubed? 1 and 3 zeros. Now Ali, 2 to the power minus 1 times 2 to the power minus 3. 2 to the power minus 4, we add the powers. How can we write this? 1 over 2 to the power 4. 1 over 16 because 2 to the power 4 is 16. Dana, 10 to the power minus 5 over 10 to the power minus 7.
10 to the power minus 5
Yes.
times 10 to the power 7
Times 10 to the power 7 when we get it up.
equal
Base
base equal 10.
7 minus 5
2
is equal to 2. What is 10 squared? It is 100, yes. Now 3 cubed plus 5 squared. Ala. Here we have plus in between, right? We solve each power as if it's alone. What's the 3 cubed? It's 27 plus, what's 5 squared? It's 25. Now we add. It's equal to 52. Please raise your voices. Now, Badia, 0.13 times 10 to the power 4. We are multiplying a decimal number by a power of 10. Where do we move the point? When we multiply by a positive power of 10, we move the point to the left or to the right? To the right. We move it how many digits?
4 times.
So 4 digits, 1, 2, and how many zeros do we add? 2 zeros. Please raise your voices. Radical 7 times radical 7 times radical 7. Now we are multiplying square roots. Yes, Muhammad. Radical 7 times radical 7 times radical 7. Yes, it's 7 radical 7. Ali, 2 radical 6 into 3 minus radical 6. How do you multiply?
We multiply by 3
2 radical, multiply 2 radical 6 by 3.
equals 6 radical 6.
It's 6 radical 6
And then you multiply the plus with the minus, it's minus.
minus
And 2 radical 6 times radical 6, it will become 2 times 6.
2 times 6, because radical 6 times radical 6 is 6. Yes?
Equals
6 radical 6,
6 minus 12.
2 times 6 is 12. Now, Hassan, 2 radical 9, all of it squared minus 6. How can you solve 2 radical 9?
We make 2 times 2.
Yes, is 4
4.
times radical 9 squared
9.
is 9 minus 6. 4 times 9
36.
minus 6
8 equal 30.
equal to 30. Now, Ala, this two parentheses are multiplied together. So each term in the first parenthesis we multiply it by each term in the second parenthesis. Let's start, Ala. 5 times 3, 15. 5, plus times plus, 5 times 2, so it's 10 radical 11. Now we multiply minus 2 radical 11 by 3. Minus times plus, 2 times 3, 6 what? Radical 11. Minus times plus, 2 times 2, radical 11 times radical 11, so it's 11. Now we have 15. You have plus 10 radical 11 minus 6 radical 11. The answer is plus 10 radical 11 minus 6 radical 11. The answer is 10 minus 6. So it's 4 radical 11, because 10 minus 6 is 4 and radical 11 stays. Minus 4 times 11 is minus 44. Now 15 minus 44. What is the answer of 15 minus 44? Raise your voice, Ala, please. Minus 29 plus 4 radical 11. This is the answer. Can we continue the addition or subtraction here? Because the number is different from the square root, okay? Now, Badia, 2 radical 7 plus 5 radical 7 minus 9 radical 7.
Base remains radical 7.
The base is radical 7, it stays. 2 plus 5, 7. 7 minus 9, it's negative 2, so it's minus 2 radical 7. Question number 5. We are given an expression A equal radical x squared plus radical y squared minus 5. We should find the value of A if x equal 4 and y equal minus 3. Yes, Selena. How can we find the value of A?
A equals radical 4 squared
Radical 4 squared.
plus radical minus 3 squared
Radical inside the parentheses minus 3 squared.
minus 5
Minus 5 is in the radical or outside the radical? Outside. What is radical 4 squared, Selena? It's 4. What plus? 3 minus 5. First we start with 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. The last question in our revision sheet is a geometric question. Given triangle EFG, you have a triangle EFG. Draw the two equal altitudes EM and GN. First, we should draw an altitude. Its name is EM. From which vertex is this altitude issued? From vertex E. What do we use to draw an altitude? We use a set square. So we draw an altitude. What is the name of this altitude? It's EM. Always when we draw an altitude, we make a right angle which is 90 degrees, okay? The second altitude is GN. So we draw the second altitude issued from the vertex G. It's issued from vertex G. It's called GN. When he said draw two equal altitudes. What do we mean by equal altitudes? Who are equal? EM is equal to GN. So these are equal. EM is equal to GN, okay? Now show that triangles EMG and GNE are congruent. We should prove congruency here, okay? What do you have in these two triangles? Yes, Selena.
In triangles EMG and GNE, GE is a common side.
Okay, listen. First triangle EMG and what?
GNE.
And GNE. What do you have in these two triangles?
Common side.
What is the common side?
GE.
GE is a common side. What do we call GE? It is the hypotenuse. Why is it the hypotenuse? Why do we call it hypotenuse, Badia?
Because it's the opposite of the right angle.
It's opposite to the right angle, so GE is a common hypotenuse of these two triangles. What do you also have in these triangles, Selena?
Common side.
GE is a common side, then?
EM
Yes?
equals to GN.
EM is equal to GN, which is given in the question. So these two triangles are congruent by what?
HL.
Congruent by HL. Now, because these two triangles are congruent by HL, we should state the homologous elements of these two triangles. Okay? Let's start with the sides. GE is a common side. ME is equal to GN. These are finished. Which sides are also equal here, Badia?
MG and NE.
So the first side is MG is equal to NE. Do we have more sides
Yes.
No.
in these two triangles? Do we have other than three sides? No. Now the angles. Angle M is 90, angle N is 90. Which angles are also equal in these two triangles? Yes, Dana.
MGE
MGE
and NEG.
and NEG. So angle MGE is equal to angle NEG. Yes. Which angles are also equal? Yes, Ali?
MEG is equal to NGR.
MEG
Is equal to NGR.
is equal to,
NGR.
sorry, MEG, this angle is equal to NGE. Okay? Now, we should deduce the nature of triangle FEG. What is the nature, Hassan, of triangle FEG? Why is it isosceles triangle? Because it has two equal angles, which are angle G and angle E. Now, if angle FGE is equal to 50 degrees, we should find the measure of FEG and GFE. What is FEG? Yes, Dana.
50 degrees.
Why is it 50 degrees?
Because FGE equal FEG.
Yes, because it's an isosceles triangle. Now, what is the measure Ala of angle GFE? How can we get the measure of angle GFE?
180 minus 50 plus 50. 180 minus 100 equal 80.
So this is the sum of angles in a triangle, okay? It's equal to 180 degrees minus 100, so it's equal to 80 degrees. Okay, thank you. Anybody has any question?
No.
Okay.